Hi, what's up, people? This is SiTHFuRion, and right now we're going to be jumping into episode 4 of series 2 of The Mandalorian. Okay, we need to brace ourselves, okay? Because Ahsoka could be turning up in this episode. Like I said last time, I feel like she's not going to turn up until the end of the episode. You know, I think they might try and drag it a little bit, you know what I mean? Drag it out a little bit before we actually do see her. I think Mandalorian is going to touch down onto the planet. There'll be some drama, some type of issue. Maybe something to do with his ship, because his ship was still pretty banged up at the end of the last episode, even though it got repaired. So I feel like there'll be some danger, something kind of going on, and then right at the last minute, Ahsoka will turn up and kind of help out. I don't know. I really don't know. A lot of you have commented that Dave Filoni is directing this episode, so it kind of like, well, of course you're going to be in it if he's going to be directing. We'll see, man. As far as my knowledge of Ahsoka, like I've said in the past, I've not watched all of the Clone Wars, but I do know a hell of a lot. Like, of course, it's Ahsoka. Of course, I know who she is. And this is going to be pretty huge. This could be even bigger than Bo-Katan turning up in live action. Like, to see Ahsoka, it's this is going to be pretty huge, man. Anyway, no more talking. We're going to get into this. Episode 4, Series 2. Let's do this, man.
See where you took the blue one off? Yes. Now put the red one. No, don't put the blue one back. They're oppositely charged, so keep them away from each other. Make sure you hold them apart from... No, hold them apart. Are you okay?
Oh my God.
Well, it was worth a shot.
Well, Baby Yoda, the engineer.
You know, I think we need to visit some friends for repairs. So how'd you like to go back to Navarro?
Wow, okay. So this is how the old allies turns up. I've got a feeling we're not going to be seeing Ahsoka, man, until probably right at the end, you know what I mean? But then it's like, it's a completely different planet, so maybe we won't even see her this episode. Oh shit, okay. It's the Marshal. I keep saying it, but it's so true. She is so badass, man. Okay. Could they have a boss? They're working for someone. I'm just thinking how that could expand on to like a bigger storyline. If she's the Marshal, there could be like a underground criminal like aspect trying to gain power now or something. Because there's no empire on the planet, so of course criminals are going to try and take over.
Has Mando been taking good care of you, huh? Have you been taking good care of him? Yeah, he said yeah. Look at you.
Okay. Don't trust him. Straight off the bat. Just that one little one shot then.
Alright, class. Settle down. Back to the lesson, shall we? The capital of the other planet.
We know Baby Yoda and food. Oh.
We're here. This entire area is the green zone, completely safe. But over on this side is the problem.
It's an old Imperial base.
It's where all those troops came from when we defeated Moff Gideon.
And you want to mop up the last of the Imperial force before they do.
I just want them off my planet. If we could take out that one last base, Navarro would be completely safe. We could be a trade anchor for the entire sector.
And the planet would finally be free.
Okay.
What are we looking at?
Didn't take him long to think about it. It's like, okay.
The reactor should be set in a heat shaft. If we drain the cooling lines, this whole base will go up in a matter of minutes.
It's a Mintraxter Marauder. You know how much we can get for this on the black market?
And it's gonna get vaporized like the rest of this base. Now let's go.
Such a waste.
That's going to come up at some point later. But yeah.
The security feed just went down. Can you check your relay hub? Shuttle Bay? Shuttle Bay, this is...
No chance. It's like, go to sleep, Craig. Go to sleep, Craig. Let him go, Demo.
Get on the reactor controls, drain the coolant lines. We'll watch the doors.
Me?
Yes, you.
Well, I'm afraid of heights. And heat. And lava.
How about if I put you back in carbonite? Get over there.
Wow.
There's no guardrail on this.
Come on.
My God.
5387 and 5389, follow me. Call in reinforcements.
I was just thinking, right? If the base isn't empty, then how many troops are actually going to be there? Like how much of the Imperial force is still going to be in the base? What? What the hell? They clones. That looks a little bit like the Emperor, man.
There were promising effects for an entire fortnight, but then, sadly, the body rejected the blood. I highly doubt we'll find a donor with a higher M count, though. I recommend that we suspend all experimentation. I fear that the volunteer will meet the same regrettable fate if we proceed. We have exhausted our initial supply of blood. The child is small, and I was only able to harvest a limited amount without killing him. These experiments are to continue as requested. We would again require access to the donor. I will not disappoint you again, Moff Gideon.
Ooh. Name drop. So they're not trying to make clones. They're infusing Baby Yoda's blood into donors. Why? To make them force sensitive? Because he was saying that the M count.
Let's go.
They got shit fucking aim, but I love Stormtroopers, man. They just look so badass. I love the white on black, I really do.
All right, man, load your weapons. There they are. Blast them.
There they are, blast them. What the fuck was that? Pop up, pop up, pop up, bang.
Wait, is that my speeder?
Was that my speeder? Oh shit! So badass, man. Shit! Oh, I would love to have one of them myself. Like, my God.
One down.
Great shot, but don't get cocky. Shit. Turn around. Pulling out the big guns now, I think. I love the sound effects, man. It's just, it's all so iconic, isn't it? It's ridiculous. It was the same thing with the speeder bikes and stuff. Just fucking love this, man. There's no sound effects, man. It's just. I was just gonna say it's Mando.
Hang on, kid.
Wow.
Not too bad, huh, kid? Oh boy.
You did a hell of a job cleaning up the system. According to records, you're quite a soldier. We could really use you. Says here you're from Alderaan. I served during Alderaan. Did you lose anyone?
I lost everyone.
I'm sorry for your loss.
You know what I think? Because it's Star Wars and everyone who's like main character is kind of connected in some type of way. I reckon she's connected to someone important. Or someone known, like she's not just a random soldier that's got wrapped up in this storyline, I reckon, you know?
What do you have for me?
The device has been planted as you requested.
Good. You will be well rewarded in the new era.
What did I say right at the start? Don't trust him.
Moff Gideon. The tracking beacon has been installed on the Razor Crest.
Does he still have the asset?
Yes. Our source confirmed it.
And we will be ready.
Oh shit. The fuck are those? Don't end. Cold Weather's directed. Damn, okay. This is actually a big episode, man. It's not a filler episode. Like, yeah, the overall thing, like, oh, we need to destroy this base. Woo. I think people who, like, kind of went into this expecting Ahsoka, will kind of walk away saying, oh, it was a filler episode. But it's added more to the whole story of Baby Yoda, and that's why we're in this whole shit in the first place, you know what I mean? So I was just watching the watching all the artwork. Yeah, so this has added a lot more of like a layer to the whole Baby Yoda thing, because like we all thought that like maybe like they were trying to clone Baby Yoda. Maybe the species is really rare. It's obvious that the species is very one with the Force. The Mandalorian count is really high, like we've already been said this through Baby Yoda. That's why it was kind of a crazy thing that Anakin was so high. And if a child can be this Force sensitive, you know, of course they're going to want to get their hands on it. Then with everything we learned at the end of Rise of Skywalker with Palpatine being a clone and da-da-da. So I'm sure I'm not the only one who thought it had something to do with cloning, you know what I mean? Especially with the one scientist dude from, with the Geonosis logo and shit on him. Of course it's going to have something to do with cloning, but I guess not really. They're trying to literally infuse Baby Yoda's blood with a real high M count and infuse that into volunteers, he said. Like, I do know that this has been kind of touched on in Legends, right? To do with trying to clone or create like force sensitive people. Like with the Force Unleashed games, it was very similar. Like, the success rate is very, very low. Like Starkiller, like they kept fucking up. Like mentally, either the body broke down or mentally they just couldn't cope with it or something, right? They would go crazy or something after X amount of time. So the success rate is really low. So I'm guessing that they're kind of at a point where they can't proceed any further, and all the test subjects that they've had so far have failed. That's why they need Baby Yoda. They need the asset. But then who was all those dudes, those troops? Hold on. Let's go back and have a look. I mean, like, if they're not successful, then who the hell were these dudes? I mean, they don't look like Death Troopers. Unless they're like a new type of Death Trooper. It looks like they've got the same type of like chest plate that Moff Gideon has. So like maybe they're his own personal guard. Maybe they're just droids. Like well-equipped, badass battle droids. Like maybe some people might say that they're force sensitive because of what was said in earlier on. But then at the same time, they were saying that if they want to continue, they're going to need the asset. They're going to need more blood. I mean, maybe they are. Like the ones that was in those like test tubes were the failed ones. These are the ones who survived. Maybe. I don't know. We're going to have to go back and listen to the dialogue, aren't we? And it's fucked because I don't have time, man. I've got short amount of time to get stuff done today.
Replicated the results of the subsequent trials, which also resulted in catastrophic failure. There were promising effects for an entire fortnight, but then, sadly, the body rejected the blood. I highly doubt we'll find a donor with a higher M count, though. I recommend that we suspend all experimentation. I fear that the volunteer will meet the same regrettable fate if we proceed with the transfusion. Unfortunately, we have exhausted our initial supply of blood. The child is small, and I was only able to harvest a limited amount without killing him. If these experiments are to continue as requested, we would...
You would need the asset. So basically, they've failed. They've not been successful yet. For 2 weeks, everything was going fine, and then the bodies rejected the blood, and I guess the test subjects died. So those troopers with Moff Gideon are not force sensitive. So I'm thinking they're like droid troopers, or maybe they're actual Death Troopers, like a new form of Death Trooper. Like I said, like it would be kind of easy to kind of look at this episode as being like a filler when you look at the big picture of Ahsoka and going to see Bo-Katan last episode and everything. But this episode is really huge to find out what's happening with Baby Yoda and the blood and why they needed the child in the first place. I actually really like this episode. Like, I'm kind of biased because I kind of love the Empire anyway. So anytime there's anything to do with the Empire, I fucking love it. But yeah, this was a nice little standalone kind of episode. It moved the overall story forward a bit more, you know what I mean? Than episode 2. Episode 2 was just kind of... they could have just rewritten it just a tiny bit. Where, like, say, for example, like at the start of episode 2 where they ambush the Mandalorian and stuff, they could have, like, you could write that out. It's not necessary. And actually have the whole thing with the passenger and Mandalorian taking on the passenger because they know where more Mandalorians are. You could have had that at the end of episode 1. You know what I mean? So the episode 1 would then jump into episode 3 where Mandalorian has took this passenger to the planet and led them on the path of the Mandalorians. Like, episode 2 doesn't really need to exist as far as I'm concerned. It's a good episode and everything. I get that some people like it, but I feel like this episode is needed more because of that one single scene, that dialogue, and so the whole episode is needed because it builds up to that scene. It builds up to that point. You know what I mean? So I don't think you could say that this episode was filler. No way. Anyway, I actually really like this episode, and directed by Carl Weathers. That's actually really cool. Who said this was going to be directed by Dave Filoni? Who? Might have to go back on the comments on the last video and check. But I just had a feeling like the whole Ahsoka thing weren't going to happen. That's why I said it's going to be at the end of the episode. Like I said, I thought he was going to land on the planet, get wrapped up in some story, get into some danger, and Ahsoka was going to turn up at the end to save him. Because he's probably going to go there asking questions like, I'm looking for Ahsoka. You know, and then he gets wrapped up in some story and she turns up saying, so I've heard you've been looking for me or something. You know what I mean? But if the next episode, Mandalorian's off now, maybe we'll come across Ahsoka in the next episode. But if there's a tracker on the ship, then Moff Gideon could turn up. And if he's looking... Oh, hold up. I just thought, if he's looking for Baby Yoda because of Baby Yoda's blood and the midichlorian count, then what about Ahsoka? Could Ahsoka and Moff Gideon fight? Could we actually get some, like, a lightsaber battle in The Mandalorian? Oh, shit. Think about that for a second. We've not seen it yet. In 12 episodes, we've not seen a lightsaber battle at all yet. And it would be pretty epic, like, if the first one we see is Ahsoka fighting somebody wielding the Darksaber. Like, that would be really fucking cool. And if it does happen, I think that would be like a finale type of thing. Oh man, we're officially at the halfway point right now if they're going to be continuing with the 8 episodes per season. We've established now why they want Baby Yoda. I guess they're literally trying to make their own Force sensitive. Or maybe it actually could have something to do with Palpatine. I don't know, man. It's just... I really can't wait to hear what you guys got to think down in the comments. And also, like, other reaction channels, like... Blind Wave, man. Yeah, okay. I'm going to wrap this up, get cracking on, and try and get the full length up for you guys as soon as I can. Man, okay. Give this video a thumb up if you like it. Comment down below, let me know what you think. And subscribe if you haven't already, man. Alright? I've been SiTHFuRion, and I'll catch you in the next one, man.